And I am Haman, the king's right-hand man, here to see it that the women of our kingdom know their place and keep it. Hit the road, Queenie, and don't come back.
No! Let go! Get your hands off of me! I am the queen!
Young women of Persia, King Xerxes, may he live forever, finds himself, for reasons that do not concern you, in need of a new queen. Let the beauty pageant begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, let's hear from Miss Ekbatana. The question is, recent polls have shown that 1 out of every 5 Persians can't locate Persia on a map. Why do you think this is?
Well, I personally believe that Persians are unable to do so because, a lot of people out there in our nation don't have maps. So I think that our education, such as my hometown of Ekbatana and everywhere such as, and I believe that our nation should help all students out there to remember to always wear sunscreen and drink lots of water so that we will be able to build up our future.
Next, we found this lady performing in Persepolis at the temple.
On the good ship, while we pop, it's a sweet trip to the candy shop where bonbons play on the sunny shore of Peppermint Bay.
Next, from the king's hometown, Miss Susa. Next, all the way from the home of the Hanging Gardens, Miss Babylon.
Hi, my name is Esther. I wasn't expecting to get this far, so I don't really have anything prepared. But I guess I can sing a song that my Uncle Mordecai used to sing to me after my parents died. When Moses saw the Pharaoh's chariots, he could have run away. When Jacob wrestled with the angel, did he give in away? These men were blessed with super strength, so how could they go to such great lengths in the face of such terrible odds? God is what makes all things
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Esther, a shy Jewish girl, became the queen of Persia. Yes, I said Jewish. Her family had been captured years before by Nebuchadnezzar's army and forced from their homelands. An orphan, Esther was raised by her uncle Mordecai.
Yup, that's me.
Over the years, Mordecai had risen through the ranks and was now a guard at the palace gate.
Oi, and it wasn't easy. I can tell you, we Jews don't get any respect, especially from that schmendrick Haman.
And that's why Mordecai insisted that Esther not tell anyone at the palace that she was Jewish. But then, one day, Mordecai overheard two of the king's guards plotting to kill him. Mordecai told Esther. Esther told the king. And the traitorous guards were banished to the king's stables to spend the rest of their days cleaning up after the camels.
Esther, you saved my life.
Actually, Your Majesty, it was Mordecai, your palace gatekeeper, who learned of the plot and told me. It was he who saved your life.
Really? Scribe! Add another chapter to the chronicles of my extraordinary life. On this day, with the help of Mordecai, our glorious King Xerxes fearlessly outwitted his attackers and narrowly escaped death.
As thou hast spoken, so shall it be writ, your highness.
A happy ending, right? No, not while Haman is still the king's right-hand man. Remember, he can't stand Mordecai.
What a mishugna he is. Why does he hate me, you ask? Because I won't bow down to him. Yeah, I know. Well, everyone else does the bowing. I am a Jew. Only to my God am I bowing.
But Haman, outraged by Mordecai's impertinence, wasn't going to waste his fury on just one Jew.
Your Majesty, we have an odd group of people here in the kingdom who simply do not fit in. Their customs are different from ours. Worse, they disregard the king's laws. They are an affront to your imperial highness, and they shall be destroyed. If you like, I'll gladly finance the operation myself.
Certainly, Haman. Whatever you think best. Take my signet ring and get the ball rolling. Am I starting to get a bit gray in the temples?
Oyez, oyez! By order of all-powerful Xerxes, king of Persia, it is hereby decreed that all Jews in the realm are to be destroyed.
Here in the Persian Empire, we have a little saying, if in our lands you'll be staying. It's not very long, but it makes a pretty song when it's sung by a Persian choir. If you want to stay in our good graces, you should dress like us and have nice faces. Don't consider any god but us. Don't build something higher than our towers. Most of all, you should love our king, though he's not without his Xerxes, our lovable King Xerxes. To sum it all up, if you're not Persian, good luck. This may seem hard to your delicate ears, but our empire grew over hundreds of years, and we don't shed sentimental tears for the likes of Greeks, Hittites, or Jews who are just too thick to understand the news.
Naturally, Mordecai was not pleased. He ripped his clothes to shreds. He put on sackcloth and ashes. And he staggered through the streets, wailing and moaning and gnashing his teeth.
Uncle Mordecai, what's wrong?
Where is Essie? Meshuggah Haman will destroy us all unless you get the king to stop him.
I'm just a girl. I didn't even want to be queen. What can I do?
Essie, maybe you were made to be queen for such a time as this.
Esther was nervous. Remember, she's just a kid, but she decided to do what she could. That night, she invited the king and Haman to supper. And maybe she put just a few extra onions and chilies in the sauce, because that night, the king just couldn't sleep. As usual, he called for a bedtime story from the Chronicle of Xerxes, a book guaranteed to put anyone to sleep.
8:28 a.m. His Majesty puts on his slippers and brushes his teeth.
8:32 a.m. The all-powerful King Xerxes kept himself shaving.
Ow! I remember that one. Let's move on to a different day. The king, having been warned by the palace guard Mordecai, courageously subdues his would-be assassins.
Did you say Mordecai saved my life? Did we ever do anything to thank him for that? Maybe we ought to get him a card or something.
Your Majesty, I have a most urgent request. I wonder if I may...
Haman, I'm so glad you're here. I need a little creative advice from my right-hand man. There's a really great guy that I want to thank. Show my appreciation for something he did. Got any ideas?
Naturally, Haman thought the king was referring to him.
Oh, well, your most serene highness. I am so flattered. This sounds like the type of guy who deserves a parade.
March him through the city streets dressed in royal robes on your horse.
Have one of your most noble princes march him through the streets proclaiming, "This is a really cool guy. The king really digs him. He has rugged good looks, and his breath has a hint of minty freshness."
And so, you guessed it, the very next day it was Haman who put Mordecai on the king's horse and paraded him through the streets, shouting his praises. That night, Esther invited Haman and the king to supper again. Remember, if Mordecai, Esther, and their entire family is to be saved, Esther has got to come through. And tonight is her last chance.
Thanks for the parade, Haman. You won't be laughing tomorrow, you lousy stinking... Sorry I'm late for supper, Your Majesty. The parade took longer than expected.
The reason I called both of you here tonight is to... Your Majesty, someone is plotting against my family. Tomorrow, I and my uncle Mordecai and all of our fellow Jews will be banished and destroyed.
What? Banish my queen? Who would dare?
Haman! That's who.
No.
6:43 p.m. Haman offers to have all the Jews in the kingdom destroyed.
And that's how Haman went from palace pretty boy to camel pooper scooper. And Mordecai took Haman's place as the king's right-hand man, all because a young girl had the courage to do what was right. And remember, she was just a regular kid, like you.